So the main topic of today's vlog is I'm going to be going over my thoughts and impressions on having the X3M as a daily driver. Now that I've had this for a few weeks, and kind of give my initial impressions on it. But first, before we get to the main topic of today's vlog, I'm going to give you guys a quick ownership update of what's been going on with the X3M here lately. So I'm closing in on 500 miles with the X3M. Still loving this thing. The performance is just out of this world for a little SUV that I can haul my family around in even. Just the performance of this is so addicting and just really doesn't get old. So as I mentioned, almost to 500 miles, just about halfway till the initial break-in period is over, and I go in for the initial maintenance on the X3M. Now in the last video I did mention that after the 1200 miles there's a maintenance that unlocks some power in the car. You guys mentioned in the comments that I was incorrect with that, and you were absolutely right. So I actually got that information from my BMW service tech who I took this into at a dealership, and really didn't even think anything of it, didn't think to check out if it's true. That's just what he told me, so I assumed it was right. But you guys knew better, so I appreciate you guys helping me out with passing on the correct information. The other update with the car is, if you saw the last video, you know that my infotainment screen went out maybe just a few days after I got it. Still waiting on the head unit to come into the dealership so they can go ahead and fix that. It's been, I think, about 3 weeks so far that we've been waiting on the part. Dealership still doesn't have an ETA on when that's going to come in. As I said, it's coming in from Germany, so with all the supply chain issues and the shipping delays, I really don't know when it's going to be. They really could said it could show up tomorrow, they don't know, or it could be another month or two. We don't know at this point. That's just the world we're living in right now, unfortunately, which is kind of a bummer, because as someone who is really into tech and stuff, the tech that they put on this car is truly amazing, and I can't wait to give you guys a tour of that once that's working again. But for now, today we're just going to stick with talking about the performance of this car. So as a daily driver, kind of my initial thoughts, since this is an SUV, it's all-wheel drive, that gives a lot of extra practicality for what is still a performance vehicle. Like I've said, the 503 horsepower with the X3M competition is pretty addicting. Just driving around town, listening to the exhaust note from this quad tip exhaust, it just, for me, it doesn't get old. So if you're looking for something to haul around your family, you have 2 kids or less, you can pretty safely, I'd say, fit in this thing. If you watch my video, I know I have a 3-year-old and a newborn, and we fit the whole family in this, and it's very comfortable for us to drive around town, and I get to have fun with all the performance of the X3M. So a lot of the videos I've seen in this car so far are usually from dealerships or professional car reviewers. But I actually daily drive this. I bought this, with my own money. So I actually daily drive this, and just to show you guys, got the car seats in here, got the stroller in back. So guys, this is indeed a daily driver. I do haul my family around in this. All right, so now we've got that introduction out of the way. Let's go ahead and hop inside the vehicle, and I'll show you guys a little bit about the drive modes, and we can take this thing for a quick drive just to give you guys, just a little bit of taste of what the X3M is like. All right, so before we got rolling here, I wanted to go over the drive modes a little bit. And usually, like I said, you're setting these through the main infotainment screen, but you can also see I've got them over on the right here on the infotainment screen. So this is the settings I'm using right now when I'm driving around just on a day-to-day basis. I've got these pre-programmed to the M1 button, so anytime I want to switch to these, I'll just hit that once when I get in the car. Alright, so as you can see, I've got the steering on Sport Plus, I've got the acceleration on Sport Plus, and then I keep the adjustable suspension on Comfort. The roads we have around here aren't the greatest, and I've found that having that on Comfort smooths out the ride a little bit. Otherwise, just kind of driving around day to day. If you've got that turned up to kind of a more aggressive setting, then it's kind of a rough ride, which I don't mind if I'm wanting to drive in a mode like that. And in that case, I can just hit right now I've got the M2 set button set to turn those up all the way and put it in, you know, manual mode. So if that's what I want to do, I can do that. But just I found driving around day to day, you know, keeping this in that comfort setting, that makes it a lot more livable for a daily driver. Alright, so now we've gone over the modes, let's get this thing out on the highway and actually give you guys a little taste of the acceleration. I don't know how you guys can see it on the video, but I've got the heads-up display there, which comes in really handy. It's actually really large for a heads-up display, which is a nice surprise. It's definitely bigger than I was expecting. You can see I've pushed it into the M mode, so get a little different display there with the gear and the speed right in the middle, and the RPM gauges on the side. This thing just rips. It is so much fun to get it on the on-ramp and get it onto the highway, because the acceleration is just so fast, and it doesn't really matter what speed you're going. Anytime you push your foot to the pedal, it's just gonna rip, and you have to be, you know, super careful about this, because it will get up and over the speed limit in a hurry. So I can say, as a daily driver, I found this to be quite comfortable, especially for a taller person. I love my M2 competition, but this, you know, you still get the just unbelievable performance, the awesome sound and all that, and I fit into a lot better. The cabin's a lot bigger. Taller guy, me being 6'5", I fit in this really well. But I gotta say, I'm so impressed with the performance of this car, and, you know, just the fact that you can have that in something that's still big enough and comfortable enough to haul the family around in, and even just beyond accelerating really fast on the highway, just kind of whipping this thing around town. The feel of it definitely doesn't feel like you're driving an SUV. I feel like usually when you get in these performance SUVs, you're, you know, making a bit of a compromise on just like the steering feel, and, you know, you usually get at least a little bit of body roll. I have to say, there's definitely a different feel between this and my M2, but it's not a big a difference as you would think. This really drives like a lot smaller vehicle than it actually is. Alright guys, that's where we're going to wrap things up for today's video. As always, appreciate you guys stopping by and watching. So we went over the performance, we went over the setup, we went over the M mode, we took a look at the HUD, and just you know, overall this thing is just a blast to drive. You know, having something that's this fast with the practicality of an SUV and this nice of interior, and, you know, later on we'll get to this, but all the tech that goes with it, I just really love this car. It just seems, you know, totally perfect for me. So on this channel, I want to just keep covering the ownership experience, just kind of let you guys know how things are going with the car. I'll keep doing content and keep you guys updated as we go along. Hoping to start making some more videos soon. It's actually like a perfect fall day in here in Kansas City. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but it's NASCAR weekend here, and it's going on just actually right over the hill there. So as always, appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you in the next video.